The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
All right, you all know the drill.
And that was how it started.
Number one, step forward.
The 5 of us being brought in on a trumped-up charge to be leaned on by half-wits.
It didn't make sense that I'd be there. I mean, these guys were hardcore hijackers.
Answer my question.
You hit me in the back. Hello?
What the cops never figured out, and what I know now, was that these men would never break, never bend over for anybody.
You gonna charge me, dickhead?
You don't put guys like that into a room together.
Let's get back to the truck, asshole.
Who knows what can happen?
So I figure we owe it to ourselves to salvage a little dignity. Me and Fenster heard about a little job.
I am Mr. Kobayashi. My employer requires your services, gentlemen. One job, 1 day's work. Very dangerous.
Close quarters, 10, maybe 20 men. In my opinion, it can't be done. Anybody who goes in there is not coming out alive.
There's nothing that can't be done.
Well, the story opens on a pier at the aftermath, sort of this horrible bloodbath. And we learn that there's only 2 survivors. One who's in the hospital, a Hungarian, speaks no English, who's badly wounded, probably will die, and a cripple who is part of this gang of criminals who came over from New York City. And the story is told from the point of view of the cripple through his interrogation.
Let me get right to the point. I'm smarter than you. And I'm gonna find out what I wanna know. And I'm gonna get it from you whether you like it or not.
I become his friend, I become his enemy. I try to scare him, I try to comfort him.
Stop stalling, Verbal.
I'm not stalling.
You know what I'm getting
Get
at.
out of my face.
You know what I'm getting at.
I got immunity. I don't have to take that shit.
You know what I'm getting at, Verbal. Yes,
don't know
you
what
do.
you're talking about.
The truth.
Intermittently, these very, very intense interrogation scenes are put against incredible action scenes.
My little pork chops. Now give me the shit.
Nothing is what it appears to be. When you think something's one thing and it's entirely another. When you get to the other, it's actually nowhere near what you thought it might have been.
I want to know why. 27 men died on that pier for what looks to be $91 million worth of dope that wasn't there. And above all, I want to be sure Dean Keaton's dead.
Keaton is, to me, kind of like he's in the tradition of those kind of movie heroes, of a man who's, like, as the song says, tired of living, scared of dying.
It's finished. I'm finished.
Don't give up on me now, Dean.
That scene kind of epitomizes the dilemma of Keaton, in that on the one hand, he has this woman who loves him and who offers him the chance of a new life. And yet, directly across the street are these men who pull him back into the old behaviors.
Everyone's bad in this movie. Even the good guys are bad.
Please, hold it!
Sure you brought enough guys?
Scene 10, take 1.
He's visually interesting. He understands how to work with actors. He knows how to tell a story. He wants to tell a story.
Roll sound.
Shoes, boots, what?
There's a very focused vision for every scene. He also doesn't mind us calling him Kid, which is helpful.
I don't get it. Tell me you got the cripple in there from New York.
Yeah.
Did he mention Kaiser Soze?
Who?
Just bear with me here.
You're gonna see.
A lot of truthful lying.
He saw the devil, looked him in the eye.
A lot of jokers.
To Mr. Verbal. The man with the plan.
A
lot of killers.
Who's Kaiser-Sose?
Hopefully a lot of colors,
visita mi
you know?
canal.
A lot of different personalities, you know? And hopefully reality, too.
He's here.
There is no Kaiser-Sose.
You think you can catch Kaiser Soze?
I know he's here. I'm telling you, it's Kaiser Soze!
Once this mysterious character takes control of their lives, it's a matter of survival.
People love to go to these movies and try and figure out the endings before they actually happen. This one defies, the greatest Agatha Christie aficionado. You won't figure out who done it until the last 2 minutes of the movie.
How do you shoot the devil in the back?
I think it's going to put Bryan Singer on the map as an important young director. But I think people are going to come away going, they got me.
Keaton always said, I don't believe in God, but I'm afraid of him. Well, I believe in God. And the only thing that scares me is Kaiser Soze. And like that, he's gone.
I think the secret to pulling off a film with good performances, pulling off a good film, I think, is knowing what you want and letting everybody know that you know what you want. And then they trust you. And when they trust you, they give you everything you need to get what you want. The idea of the truthful nature of narration in a movie is very interesting to me. And I saw this as an opportunity to take the conventional ideology that narration is true and is an indicator of exactly what happened and play with that a little. Every scene is like a miniature movie. It tells a little story about something. And whether it's about your theme or whether it's about your story, it's gotta inform you. And if it doesn't, it doesn't belong in the picture. And by the end, with this particular movie, it's almost like a mystery. So there'll be revelations, there'll be grander revelations. And for those people who've seen the picture, who already know what those revelations are, there are all kinds of little ones. And there are all kinds of unanswered questions. And I guarantee you, see this movie 2 or 3 times, if it's your pleasure, you'll be very surprised at what you missed the first time. But I guarantee you'll never feel unentertained or unmoved through it on the first look. Stephen Baldwin is dangerous in this movie. In that way, I think he's that basically what he does in the lineup, that outburst, that's a prelude to what he's ultimately about. He's about exploding when you least expect it and focusing when you least expect it. And he eventually spearheads through this movie and is a very strong force right up until the end. I think for someone to be funny all the time, there's got to be something very dark and very angry inside, and I think that that made him a wonderful Hackney. You don't see it all the time, but you know it's there, and you don't want to mess with it, even if you're bigger than him. As an actor, Gabriel Byrne is wonderful, sensitive. He's just dedicated and sweet and incredibly funny. Which is why he makes such a great bad guy.
What I really like about it is that in a lot of formulaic movies, for example, you find that there's a very, you know, broad divide between good and evil. This is the good guy, that's the bad guy. But we all know that human nature encompasses good and evil. So what I like is that these characters have that in them at the same time. And although you are sometimes repelled by these guys, you're also forced to like them.
Well, I think they're going to see a really, it's a different movie. This is definitely a different movie. It's not like a movie you've seen before. The way the scenes are constructed, it's telling a story, but not going, you go back from the beginning, then you go in the middle, and you see all different parts of it, and it's like, if it comes out right, I think it's, which I think it will, it's going to be really different. You know, and that's the thing, I like to do things that are different. You know, whether, if they're different and they feel good to me, that's all that matters. And it was a terrific script, a terrific cast, a terrific director. Why not do it? What I like about Brian is he has a real clear vision of the movie. He really sees the movie. You know, he sees it in his head and he makes you see it. And that's really very important. He's worked on it for about a year with Kevin and with Chris, the writer. So they really know what they're doing. I mean, they really have a clear sense of what they think will work and what they think won't work. And it's very comforting to an actor when someone comes in and they know what they want right away.
I think that when audiences sit down to see this film, they're going to go on a roller coaster ride, you know, but a very obscure roller coaster ride. It's, again, it's one of those stories, and everyone's giving these performances that are so raw that, again, you're really never gonna know what's truth and untruth, and what's reality and what's not reality, and you're never gonna be able to figure this one out to the very end.
My hope will be that until the very last minute of the film, they're not quite sure what's going on. There's no bigger compliment than that anyone will be able to pay to me, that they really got had, and that they really didn't know until the end. And I think with the cast and crew that we've put together, I know my work is done. They have the big thing to pull off now. It's just a big, well-structured magic trick, and I don't envy them the work they have to do. But if they pull it off, I really think people are going to be shocked. I really think they're going to come away going, "Wow, got to see that again."
What you're going to see is a very tense, intelligent, exciting mystery thriller, which has one of the best twists I've ever read.
This time, interrupt Stephen. Interrupt Stephen before he stops, okay?
Hey,
Marker. And action!
quiet, please. Let's go. Take 4 reversal all the way through. Right. Kid. Now we say. Say it, baby. I want to say it.
Is Tara around?
Yeah.
We get some water.
Yeah, grab some water to set, please. And I need Tara.
I can. There's his voiceover. Why?
No, that's not. Oh, that's not. You're not concerned about. You're not as concerned about that as the outfit is.
Quiet, please. Settle. Quiet, please. Rehearsal's up. And.
That shot wider out a little.
Yeah. Okay. And rehearsing.
And action. Actors. Yeah. They should go. They should get cued a little sooner.
Their speed is good. You like the way they go off.
The speed is good. Yeah. Yeah. They're coming into a restaurant. They're not coming into Entebbe.
Okay.
Entebbe.
All right.
Raid on Entebbe. Israeli.
That's a shot. Roll sound.
Shoes, boots. What?
8, take 2. Here we go.
All right. And action. Same move you did on off Gabriel.
That's what I mean. It's not like a fast.
Yeah. It'll be the same move. Yeah. It'll just go. Yeah.
Okay, ready?
And they'll just come in.
So they want to take
Action camera, action.
Exactly. Okay, ready? Very quiet. And rehearsing.
And action. Steps, go. Wow. That's cool. That really is, actually. Okay. It's cool. Chess Palmentary. FBI. Wow. All right. Actually, U.S. Customs.
Not to do that.
Yeah, there's a little like, yeah. Yeah, come into the, yeah.
Okay. Stand by for rehearsal, please. Settle.
Nous allons commencer. Edie brought us your proposal, and I'll be honest, we are very impressed. But I must admit, thank you, still confused.
Confused? Pardon. Dominique, dites-lui qu'il m'explique son idée du décoration versatile.
Could you explain to us what you mean by design versatility?
Design versatility. Well, it's quite simple, really. A restaurant that can change with taste without losing the overall aesthetic. In other words, the atmosphere will not be painted on the walls.
This I had to see myself.
Dave, I'm in a meeting.
Time for another one.
This is my attorney, Edie Finneran, Mr. Renault, Mr. Fortier. Everybody there.
Okay. Scene 10, take 1.
Roll sound.
10, take 3.